Hey there, it's Gretchen Coley with the Coley Group at Allen Tate, and I've got my trusted partner in lending, Jean Hedges, with me. She's with the Hedges Team at Southern Trust Mortgage, and she is amazing. I've worked with her for years and years, and she has a wealth of information I think you guys are gonna see. So let's start with the obvious. The Fed has cut rates to basically zero. And I'm getting calls wanting to know if we can get a 0% mortgage. And we know you can't really do that, but where are you seeing rates right now?
Well, what happened last week is the rates would go down and we had to get people locked in a very narrow window. So if somebody's thinking about refinancing, our advice is get the application in and then trust your loan officer to have that conversation where you need to be when you want to lock, and then just let it sit there. Just relax. Just this morning, head of our secondary department says they're expecting another big drop. Nothing's ever guaranteed when it comes to the financial markets, but I would say get the loan application in, because those who are ready to lock, which means a complete application, complete support documentation, are going to get those low rates as soon as they hit. And those windows can be very narrow.
Very narrow. Like I want to say only one day last week. Could you get?
Not only one day, we had one day Thursday where we had about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Wow. So,
and then they popped right back up.
So for those people who are thinking about buying a home, maybe they're realizing how small their house is right now, or maybe they're realizing how big their home is, and they're thinking about jumping into a market like we're in Raleigh that's already tight. What would you say to those people?
Well, it's a great market. I mean, we've got the best job stability in the country. We're rated as one of the top places to be resistant to a recession. Do what you want to do. Think about it very carefully. Think about your prospects with your employment. If you feel confident you've got a really secure job, I would be all over it. And whether it's buying the first home or moving up, or if you're looking at retirement, moving down, it's just a great market.
And you're able to take advantage of these incredibly low rates. You know, we've been fortunate for the last 10 years that rates have been so good, even longer than that. But they're not going to be here forever, right?
That's for sure.
It's not going to last. So if a person is thinking about refinancing, is thinking about buying a new home, what are the steps that they should take? Obviously, giving a trusted partner, real estate agent, lender a call.
Absolutely.
What else would you say to do?
Well, if you're thinking about buying a house, I would definitely reach out to you and your team and start getting the drips, so you see what's out there, you get a sense of what you can get for the price, so by the time you're ready to pull the trigger, you really know what you want. Get that loan in order so that you're getting the best rate. What people don't realize is lenders like us that are more independent, we're really good with helping you get your credit scores maximized, and that can be a huge difference. More than the rate, the mortgage insurance. The difference between mortgage insurance at, say, a 680 credit score versus, say, a 780 is, it can be literally hundreds of dollars.
Wow.
So that may be a bigger consideration than the rate, but you don't know what you don't know. So if you get into that lender early, we are full of advice. We even have a computer program that'll give us very specific steps you can take.
That's a great point, because we are in this bubble where we have time to think and slow down, and you know, we can't go out to eat, we can't socialize with our friends. So getting our house in order, getting our credit in order, getting the financial situation in order, and what I'm also hearing you say is going ahead and getting a pre-approval. And making sure that all of your documentation is turned in. Take the time and do those things now, so that when we find the house, you make the phone call, you're locked in and you're solid on your rate. How far out can you lock rates?
Generally, we like to lock within like 30 to 45 days. You can certainly do longer locks, but it requires what's called a hedge, and that can get expensive. So my suggestion is they don't usually move that fast, and it's a conversation to have. It really is.
So it's all a conversation, and if you're thinking about it, don't try to figure it out on your own. I know that there's a lot of people out there who love to like have the solution when they give you a call, but don't go at it alone. Jean is here for you. I'm here for you. Our teams are happy to help, whether it's buying a home, refinancing a home, just figuring out what the entire picture is. You've got all of our contact details down below, and we would love to talk to you. Feel free to reach out to us. Jean, thank you so much for being here.
Sure thing, my pleasure.